while maybe on hsn.com, if any come back into circulation, but at the moment, whoever got the last one, 7 carats, congratulations. I'm from the land down under, otherwise known as Australia, and we are known for certainly our coloured diamonds, kangaroos, but also opal. Now, this is Ethiopian opal. Ethiopian opal and Aussie opal have the similar trait that it has play of colour, not just one colour. Now, let me quickly introduce you. This is from Nicky Butler. We have both earrings available. They're 1 carat in weight, 1.5 inches in the length. But then we also have the bracelet. I'll confirm the length. Yep, 7.25 inch. Also has, this is nice, I like this about a bracelet for a bit of adaptation, has an 1/2 inch extender as well. Now, the Ethiopian opal is what they call a hydrophane opal. I don't want to get too techie on you, but at the end of the day, you're going to be asked questions about this. People are going to say, oh, I love that. It seems to be changing colour. And that's, again, comes down to the optical property of the stone. Now, these are cabochon. Notice they're rounded. They're not faceted. Very purposely. It's almost like that crystal ball I referred to earlier. So when light rolls into this, what ends up happening, if you had a high-powered microscope, you could look into these gemstones and see thousands upon thousands of tightly packed spheres. The more tightly packed those spheres are, the more play of colour. So it's like the white light going into a diamond, the more facets, the hope is that you're going to get more play of colour and the flash and brilliance. So in this, opal, by the way, October's birthstone. I know we're a long way away from that, but just if you've got a significant other that would love this. So you've got that volcanic. Now, the Wello opal mine is where these are from. And this is quite a new introduction to the world of gemstones. In Ethiopia, it was probably early 2000s, even though there was a mine found in about 1998. But that play of colour is what opal is known for. Did you notice the appraised value here? Anything up to, is that $540? So on the bracelet, they had an appraised value of $540. That was the lowest appraised value that we got back from 3 certified jewellery valuers, external from HSN. And then we show you the lowest appraised value. So that bracelet that was valued at $540, we are doing for $139. Your flex pay with an HSN charge card is $34.98. If you don't have the HSN charge card, the flex pay, which is not layaway, one payment of $46.63, and then on the earrings, we had the original appraised value there of over nearly $270, and we're doing those for $79.90. But look at that. So you got the combination. See that turn? Just watch one gem. If you're out of the room, just come back in and watch one of these gemstones, because as the gem or the earrings turn, you'll notice the change in colour. The top left one especially, from this angle, you see the greens and the blues. It almost looks like a NASA shot of Earth. And you see that colour coming through that stone. Absolutely stunning. Now, below the Ethiopian, we have the honey topaz. I was wondering what that stone almost looked like, a Madeira citrine. But you've got that burnt orange that's coming through. So that pear shape, or I should say the marquee shape at the base, is your honey topaz. It's an 8x4. But then the bracelet is all opal. Beautiful play of colour. No two will be absolutely identical, because that's the beauty of gemstones. In fact, in most cases, they can match them to be pretty close. Pretty identical, but in most cases every single gemstone is unique. The bracelet again has a 1/2 inch extender, which you'll see there. It's got a lobster claw clasp, lobster claw clasp, which can be called many variations. I'll just go with lobster claw clasp. But then each of the stations have 3 Ethiopian opal, which has, as I said, is what they like to refer to as like a volcanic variation. The Australian opal actually originally occurred because the inland ocean, if you've ever seen a map of Australia, the inland is barren. I mean, it's desert for the vast majority of it. And once upon a time, there was an ocean there, and high silicon-based water seeped down in the cracks and crevices, and then it solidifies, and that's where you get your opals from. And in this case, this is from Ethiopia. So that wonderful play of colour, that volcanic variation. The Wello opal is the more specific area from where this is found. The bracelet had an appraised value of up to $540. The earrings, is that right? $269, and then you have the flex pays that are available to everybody. I've got 130. Now, we've just shown you an update there on that Tanzanite bracelet that completely sold out. Don't let it happen twice. If you missed out on that one, you're kicking yourself now. I try to give you as many updates as I can as items sell out, but the bracelet right now is available on that one. Now, the cross, I know